welcome back to my session. As a part of InfyTQ DBMS training, now we are in session 4. Okay, before we start the session, please subscribe Eazy Btech, your guide for Btech and behind. Okay, now we continue with our syllabus. In the last class, we discussed about what is data model and what are the types of data models. Already we completed around 3 types of data models: hierarchical model, network model, and relational model. The fourth model is entity relationship model. It is also called as ER model. The ER model is a very important model to design and DBMS, because around 60 to 80% companies have to maintain ER model only. ER model was developed in the year of 1976 by Peter Shen. Okay, what is an entity? Entity is a thing or object in the real world instance with a different object. Okay, how to design what are the symbols we are using to design an entity? Okay, entity is a graphical tool, okay, to design by using following symbols. First one, we require entity set. Entity is represented by rectangle, and ellipse, which is represented for attributes. Diamond, which is used for representing the relationship between two different entities, and lines. Lines are used for linking between the one attribute to entity set. Okay, here this is a teacher is an entity. Okay, here teacher name, teacher ID, and mobile number, salary, and age, all are the attributes. We are representing entity with attribute by using a line. Okay, lines are used for linking between the attribute and teacher. What is an attribute? Attribute is an property of an entity. Okay, if you wanted to design a ER model, we have to require an entity, attribute, and relationship. Okay, we will discuss each and every thing detail one by one. Okay, this is a relationship. We are representing a relationship by using diamond symbol. Okay, here teacher name, teacher ID, department ID, and department name are the attributes. Attributes are represented with the ellipse symbol, and lines are representing with links. The links are lines. Lines are used for linking between the attribute and entity, and relationship with entity set. The total is called as a teacher, and entity and attributes is called as an entity set. This is we are calling as a teacher entity set. This here we are calling as a department entity set. The department entity set having 2 attributes. The teacher entity set having around 5 attributes. Okay, what are the components of ER diagram? If you wanted to design a ER model, first we require an entity. Already we discussed what is an entity. Entity is a real-time object. It is a real-time object. We are representing with a rectangle. Okay, here bank is an entity. How to represent a bank? If you represent anything, any object within a rectangle, then that representing with the entity. Okay, here attribute. What is an attribute? Attribute is a characteristics of real world property of an entity. Okay, suppose if you take account is an entity, account having some different attributes. The main attributes are account number, customer name, and balance. If you open an account, okay, first of all, when you open your account in your bank book, you have account number. Okay, once you open your bank passbook, or otherwise you open your online banking also, first of all, when you log in, it representing with your account number and name. Okay, welcome XYZ, and balance. What about the balance right now? Current balance. Okay, here account number, customer name, and balance, all are the attributes. And relationship. Attribute is represented with the ellipse, and relationship. The relationship is used for representing a connection between the 2 different entities. We are representing a relationship with diamond. Okay, here we are representing a relationship with diamond. Okay, this is total ER diagram. Customer and account. The customer having 4 attributes, account having 2 attributes. Okay, if you deposit any amount, or if you open account, if once you open your account in your bank, automatically we are the customers of a particular bank. When you are opening a bank, if you want to open your account in your bank, automatically you have to deposit some amount. Even if you want to take a loan also, first you open your account. Okay, suppose if you want, as a part of your study also, you want to open a scholarship. First you have to require account. Okay, how to open your account? First you submit your Aadhaar card and PAN card, and you have to pay, means minimum balance around 500 and 1000 rupees. Okay, that is nothing but you have to deposit some amount. Okay, as a student you have, I think, zero balance amount also, nothing but you have to deposit. The deposit is establish a relationship between the customer and account. Okay, actually first of all, you are a student. Okay, when you open some account in a bank, then you are a customer of some specific bank. Okay, that's why here we are representing a relationship between the customer and account. What is the name of the relationship? This is a deposit. Okay, this is a deposit. What are the types of entities? Okay, when we first we discuss with the entity. Entity is an object. Okay, basically we have two types of entities. One is a strong entity, another one is a weak entity. Okay, strong entity and weak entity. Okay, here we have a entity, attribute, relationship, and entity. The yellow color is representing a syntax of a prototype of entity set. Okay, here it is an entity, all are the attributes, and it is a relationship. What is a strong entity? A strong entity always have a primary key. Okay, in later sections, okay, after completion of next session, we discussed about what is primary key and what are the types of keys in DBMS. But please remember, a strong entity always having a primary key. Okay, just only for basic idea, I'm explaining what is a primary key. If you have to take a student, okay, what is the primary key as a student? Okay, if you take student information, student number, student name, student marks, okay, student attendance, and student fee. Okay, suppose if you take some particular CSC student, CSC student having some number, okay, suppose 5012, some 560, total each and every student has 501, 502, 503 up to 560. Suppose name is unique? No. Why? Because in a class we have more than one Sai, more than one Srinivas, more than one Lakshmi, like that. We have a names are repeated. Marks also repeated. Okay, some student got around 100%, 10 percentile, 9 percentile. Marks also repeated. Fee is common to all the students. But which is unique? Only student ID is a unique. Which is having a unique, that is called as a primary key. If you have to take any strong entity, compulsory to having a primary key. Suppose in this example, okay, in this example, student and course. The student and course having a primary key. What is the primary key here? Student ID is the primary key in a course. Course ID is the primary key. Suppose if you take your Btech subjects, in your Btech subjects, if you observe at the in your question paper also, okay, right side, okay, top side, after completion of subject name, some Btech for Btech third year, and the subject name, then you have a subject code. That is, the subject code is unique. If you have total around 40 subjects, each and every subject has some specific code, that is called as a course ID. That is a unique for each and every subject. Course name also repeated. Okay, suppose for IT students we have a Java, and CSC students also Java. Right now all autonomous colleges or even JNTU also adding Java subject to all the students. Not only CSC and IT. Right now in Eazy students having in third year, mechanical and civil students are also having Java in third year as a elective subject. But whereas in CSC and IT is a compulsory subject. Okay, if you take some Java, course name is Java. Course name is Java to all the subject, all the branches, but course ID is different. For CSC people, different ID, and IT people different ID, EC people different ID. Each and every branch has a different IDs. Okay, that's why here which entity having a primary key, then that is called as a strong entity. How we are representing a strong entity? We are representing a strong entity by using single rectangle. Okay, what is weak entity? A weak entity set is depend upon always other entity. Other entity is nothing but always it is depend upon the strong entity. Means we cannot recognize. In the previous example, we can identify a student. Okay, we can identify a student by using student ID. Okay, we can identify a course name by using course ID. But whereas in the weak entity, we cannot identify by using some primary key. It not having any primary key. Okay, in this example, we are representing a weak entity by using double rectangle. We start with building with building number, building name and address. Apartment having door number and floor. If there is a building, then only we are calling that is an apartment. Okay, if there is no building, we are not called. Okay, this is called as a strong. In the building is a strong entity, apartment is a weak entity. What is the relationship? BA. The weak entity and strong entity relationship representing with the double diamond symbol. Double diamond symbol. The apartment is depend upon the building. Okay, if you wanted to say address to anyone, okay, I am staying so and so apartment. Where is that apartment? You said some in Dilshad Nagar, so and so place. Okay, the courier boy come and okay, where is it? Okay, just you come to some Sai Baba temple lane. Okay, there is a post office. Beside the post office, you have a pink colored building. Okay, if you said okay, my building name is some Sai Krupa apartment. Sai Krupa apartment is depend upon the pink color building. When the particular courier boy come in front of that particular building only, he can identify that is a Sai Krupa apartment. But that particular apartment is depend upon the building. That's why the apartment is depend upon the building. Okay, that's why this is called as a weak entity. Okay, we are representing a weak entity by using double rectangle. Okay, next, attributes. What is an attribute? Attribute is a property of entity. Okay, but if you take any entity, suppose in the previous example we have to take a student. What are the attributes of student? Student number, student name, student marks, student attendance, student fee, all are called as a student attributes. Okay, what are the types of attributes? Based on our attributes, we are dividing attributes into total 6 types. Okay, simple attribute, composite attribute, single value attribute, key value attribute, derived attribute and multi-value attribute. Now we will discuss each and every attribute with example. Simple attribute. What is a simple attribute? A simple attribute, those attributes which cannot be divided further. Okay, it cannot divide it. Suppose student. What are the students? Student have a roll number, class and age. Okay, student roll number is not divided. Okay, it is a single value. And class, either if you are if you have to take a class, if maybe you are CSC first year or CSC second year, CSC third year or CSC fourth year, correspondingly any branch. Okay, your class is okay, one time your class is CSC CSC first year. Okay, next day you are not CSC second year. Once you complete the 1 year only, you are moved to the CSC second year. Otherwise, if you select your branch, if your branch is CSC, next year you are not a next semester you are not EC student, you are a CSC student only. Age also, right now you are in the final year. Maybe your age around 22 years. Okay, suppose if you are in first year, your age may be 19 years. Okay, the age between 19 to 22 only. Okay, if your values are not, which cannot be divided further, that the type of attribute is called as a simple attribute. What about the second attribute? Composite attribute. Composite attribute is nothing but that attribute is the composite attribute, those attributes which are composite by many other simple attributes. Suppose if you take a address, okay, anyone ask where is your address? Otherwise, if you wanted to give complete address for your if you wanted to book anything through online, okay, if you give food order or if you book any item in a order, if you give item order by Flipkart, whatever it may be, you have to give complete address. What is the address? Okay, suppose if you are staying in your home or apartment, you write the flat number, apartment name, street name, city name. Okay, street name so and so Dilshad Nagar, city Hyderabad, state Telangana, country India. Okay, this address is a composite attribute. Why? Because it is depend upon the 4 attributes. Suppose if you take a name, okay, when you are fill a form, you have some first name, middle name, last name. Middle name is option, first name and last name is compulsory in a software companies. Okay, after completion of your Btech, after completion of this training, you will attend some InfyTQ training. If successfully, if you will get a job in Infosys, then your first name and last name. Your first name is your name and last name may be surname. Suppose my name Praveen Kumar Gopagoni. Okay, Praveen Kumar is a first name, Gopagoni is a surname. Okay, the name is depend upon the more than one attribute. It is not a, it is name is depend upon, this name is a composite attribute. This particular attribute is depend upon the remaining 3 single attribute. Okay, first name, last name and middle name. But whereas in this example we have another attribute also there, that is a rule number. Rule number is called as a single value attribute. That is not a composite attribute. Why? Because the rule number is a single attribute. Next, single value attribute. What is a single value attribute? Okay, in the previous example, single attribute, and this is a single value attribute. Don't confuse. That is a single attribute. This is a single value attribute. What is single value attribute? Okay, a value is a identifier. Okay, a single value attribute which can take only one value for a given entity for a entity set. Suppose if you take a student rule number, student age, date of birth, gender. Okay, suppose if you take a student, some CSC second year student or ECE second year student, what is the rule number? Suppose 401. What about age? Right now he's done second year, maybe 20 years. Date of birth is nothing but some 11/11/2000 or 2022, some 2002. Gender, male or female. The value cannot change. Okay, if you take entire year, the rule number is total 4 years common, 426 only. Age may be changing year by year. Date of birth is a unique and gender also unique. Yes or no? First year you are a male and second year you are not a female. Yes or no? The gender is a unique. That's why what are the values? Single value attributes are called as the values doesn't change. Entire entity set. That is called as a single value attribute. Next one is multi-value attribute. What are the multi-value attributes? We are representing a multi-value attributes with a double ellipse. Okay, we are representing double ellipse. Okay, don't confuse. We are representing double diamond and double rectangle with a weak entity set and weak entity relationship. But here we are representing double ellipse for multi-valued attribute. Multi-valued attribute is nothing but the attribute having more than one value. In the previous we have a single value. Here we have a multi-value. Multi-value is nothing but a attribute having multi-value. Okay, mobile number. The student having two mobiles. Nowadays we have all our mobiles with the dual SIM or hybrid SIM slot. Okay, you are using two SIMs, one memory card, otherwise three SIMs also. Okay, for incoming one mobile, outgoing one mobile. For internet we are using Jio. Okay, most of the students are using Jio for internet. Okay, some incoming for friends and family one number, or for girlfriend or boyfriend you are using another number. Okay, one is a public number, another one is a private number. That private number you are giving only for your girlfriend or boyfriends only. Okay, here the mobile number is this particular attribute having more than one value. Suppose email ID also same. Okay, you have some college mail ID as well as your personal mail ID. Okay, if you want to represent any YouTube videos, you are creating one more email ID. Okay, this mobile number and email ID having more than one value. That's why this is called as a multi-value attribute. Next one is derived attribute. Okay, derived attribute. What is a derived attribute? This particular attribute is derived from other attributes. Suppose age. How to calculate your age? Okay, suppose your date of birth is 11/11/2002. Right now your age is 21 years. 21 years some 3 months. Okay, suppose your date of birth is some 11/12/2002, some 21 years some 2 months. Suppose your date of birth is 10/8/2002, your age is 21 years so and so. Means we are finding the age based on three factors. What are those? Date, month and year. This is called as a derived attribute. We are representing a derived attribute with the dotted lines. Please remember, in competition exams, they are asking about how to represent multi-value attribute. Fill in the blank. How to represent a multi-value attribute. Otherwise, they are giving some entity set and identify the multi-value attribute. How to identify the multi-value attribute? A attribute with a double ellipse, then that is called as a multi-value attribute. Suppose they are giving same student rule number, gender, date of birth and dotted line attribute. Okay, identify what is the derived attribute. Then easily you can identify age. Option A, rule number. Option B, gender. Option C, date of birth. Option D, age. Which is the correct answer? Age. Why? Because we are representing a derived attribute with the dotted ellipse. Last one is key attribute. What is the key attribute? A key attribute is nothing but it is a primary key. Okay, this particular attribute is the particular attribute is representing the entire remaining entities. The type of attribute is called as a key attribute. Suppose if you take a student, in a student database, roll number is different. Okay, age is repeated, name is also different, repeated, gender also repeated, mobile number is not repeated, but sometimes okay, this is not a key attribute. By using mobile number we cannot identify the student. By using the rule number we can identify the student. Okay, suppose if you take a mechanical student, we start from 301 to some 360, 301 particular student, 302 particular student. If you take some in your class, some two students having the same date of birth is same. Okay, automatically their birthday is same, automatically their age is same, name Sai Prasad, gender male and male. Okay, mobile number is not unique, but we cannot identify by using a mobile number. Okay, by using the rule number we can identify, we can retrieve the remaining attributes. That's why here rule number is a key attribute. This is also called as a primary key. Okay, this is also called as a primary key. Sir, you have one doubt. Sir, why mobile number also unique to all the students? Suppose if you have if you don't have any mobile number, okay, you are using your father mobile only. You are using your father mobile or mother mobile only. Okay, the same mobile is used to your father and you also. Your mother and your father having only one mobile. Okay, entire you and your father and your mother, you have in your home you have only one mobile. Okay, that mobile is you give the same mobile number. Your father also gives same mobile number. Your mother also give same mobile number. That's why that is not representing. Mobile number as not representing another key field sum. Okay, only here rule number is a key field. It is representing another attributes. Means remaining all attributes are depend upon this particular rule number ID or student ID. That's why this is called as a key attribute. Okay, you know detail about when we will discuss about the SQL. What is a key attribute? All those things. Next, relationship. Already we completed entity and what are the types of entities. And next one is relationship. What is a relationship? Okay, relationship is used for representing a connection between the entity to another entity. One entity set to another entity set. Okay, what are the types of relationship? Basically, we have four types of relationships. One is one-to-one relationship. What is one-to-one relationship? A single instance of an entity is associated with a single instance of another entity. Suppose head of the HOD department. Here you have to take CSC department, one HOD. Suppose college, we have one principal. Okay, if you have to take Eazy department, only one HOD. Suppose one to many. One to many is nothing but a relationship when one instance of entity A is representing with many instances. Okay, suppose if you take a class. Okay, suppose some Java subject, only one faculty can representing all the students. Okay, in a class we have 60 students. Okay, suppose this is a DBMS class. My name is Praveen. Okay, I am the faculty. I handle some entire 60 students. Okay, no, I wanted to take only some one student. Okay, that is okay for you? No. Then you go and give the complaint to the HOD. Sir is interacting only for one student. Okay, he is not interacting with all the members. Okay, this is called as a one to many or many to one relationship. This is a reciprocal. Suppose if you redesign different way, that is called as a many to one or one to many. What is a many to many? Many to many is nothing but instance A and instance B having multiple relations. Suppose student and course. Okay, M to N relationship. Student. Okay, suppose if you take some student. Suppose if you are preparing for examination. Okay, CRT, as a part of your CRT training, you are preparing your register for some DBMS, Java, aptitude, and reasoning, all those things. Who are all the final year students who are preparing for CRT? All are registered for all the courses. What are the courses? Okay, one student Sai is registered for language, means technical course, aptitude course, and reasoning course. Similarly, another students also register for many courses, means many students and many courses. This is called as a many to many relationship. Many to many relationship. I think if you have any doubts regarding relationships, please let me know. I will explain each and everything detail. Okay. Okay, after completion of object model, we go with the after completion of ER model, we last model is called as a object model. What is an object model? Okay, object is a real world problem. Right now, we are discussing each and everything by object only. Each and everything we are representing only object only. Object oriented programming. Suppose if you take class, in a class, okay, if your subjects, all your subjects is called as an object, class is an object. If you take a college, in a college is some departments are objects, students are objects, like that. Okay, object oriented model, object oriented data model. Okay, it is a real world problem, more closely representing through a object oriented data model. Okay, here in this example we have employee and department. Okay, this is one employee is a one object, department is one object. Employee having attributes. What are the attributes? Name, job title, phone number, salary, and department ID. What are the methods? Get, hire date, and change the number. Okay, department having attributes, department ID and department name. Methods: change the department. Means employee is one object, department is another object. Employee having own attributes and methods, department having own attributes and methods. This type of method is called as a object oriented data model. Okay, this is called as object oriented data model. What are the advantages of object oriented data model? We are representing easily, and the database is, okay, database integrity. Okay, just we have and also both structural and structural and unstructured data also maintained in the object model. But what are the problems? Okay, to design this, the complexity is more to design this type of model, and more and also high system representation we have to require. Okay, this is about the data model. The next class we discussed about integrity constraints. Okay, please subscribe Eazy Btech channel.